here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach.
Trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
Things look bad. It looks like you're not gonna make it. And you gotta get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean. Because if you lose your head and you give up, then you neither live nor win. That's just the way it is.
Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome back to VP4TV. Welcome to Coldest Pillow. And, well, we're supposed to be here for the Winter League, the 9-ball league. As far as I can see, I have not seen Bullabog, alias Paul. Looking at his team hasn't been touched since last week. The two players that bailed out on him last week are still in the list. Unless he's changed that overnight. In fact, we'll go and have a quick look now that we've got time. Where are we? Where do I want to go? I want to go to my profile to get to the thing. That's what I want to do. Go to events, go to that, and go to team manager and have a look. Not that's where we don't want to go. That's our team. We've got Bill and Larry in along with Tam today, if Tam shows up, hopefully. If we look at the teams, and you can see the lineup for the Tactical Geniuses. If you look at the Gamblers, there's their lineup. You've got Chimpy, Brain Pullout, and Semi-Pro. If you go down to the 9-ball shots, you've got Sergresh, John Boo, and Vertical Liquid. Team Philippines, you've got Paul, Houdini, and Pectus. Houdini and Pectus were the two that ran out last week, so that hasn't been touched. So I'm doubting whether Paul's going to show up. I think he's just going to jump the whole ship. I think the captain's gone, the ship's on the rocks, and this league may well not finish. It's pointless carrying on with three teams, as far as I can see. But anyway, Tam has arrived. And no sign of Paul, and no sign of any of his other team members. In fact, who is in his other team? Who's he got? We've got Spud Boy, who has been here. LS3's in the list. Now, I asked Spud Boy if he was a vice captain, and if he's not a vice captain, he can't change the lineup. But if LS3, in fact, LS3 can't play today, she already said that last night, so she's in the list, but she can't be here today. She's busy working. So I think they're up shit creek without a paddle, for want of a better description. So we're about 5 minutes away. There are 41 seats left in the Virtual 9-Ball World Championships. So that means that there's 23 signed up already. Still plenty of time to get in if anybody's thinking about it. But as far as today's debacle, it doesn't look as if anything's going to happen. And I mean, I can't have this where the Philippines just aren't going to show. I mean, we had it last week where we ended up winning 9-0 because of it, and it's pointless. It's pointless. I think there's no point in this going on if it's going to be like this. Unless Steve can get in and edit something and throw some players in there who are here just to have a team going tonight. That's basically what needs to happen. Steve needs to go in, edit it, chuck those two guys out, chuck Paul out if needs be, and put three people in that are around just to actually play. just to actually have a match. But, you know, I don't think Steve's around either, which doesn't help. So I think this will be a laughing stock. So it will. Paul has been well absent. Yeah, there's no sighting of any of those two culprits from last week. They're keeping a low profile. They won't be back. The look of it. So, you know, you'd think that Paul could have said during the week, look, I've had enough of this. See what you can do to put a team together. I don't want to be any more. I don't want to be a part of it or whatever. And that would at least give advance notice so that something could have been done. Now we're down to, you know, 3 minutes to go, and it's going to be a joke. Hang on a minute. Right, well, down to business. This is what week are we? Week 8. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is week 8. 9 ball shots are playing the tactical geniuses. The gamblers are playing nobody. They're going to have a 9-0 win. So that's like twice that's happened. Because if you look up there, in the second week, the gamblers defeated the Philippines 9-0 as well, because they were up shit creek without a paddle. And the same's going to happen today. And the same thing happened last week with us, with tactical geniuses against the Philippines. And it's a joke. I think it will just fall apart, this. Yeah, no team member at all, let alone the captain. I'd be surprised if those guys turned up, but I'm disappointed Paul hasn't showed up to actually. Is he here? Where is he? I don't see him. Am I just blind? I can't see him for looking at it. I don't see anybody. Right, well, what the hell's he doing in there? Oh dear. Right, well, the league has started. Paul does have a match with Chimpy, if that's any consolation. But is he going to play it? We've got Brain Pullout supposed to be playing Pectus. That's not going to happen. You've got Houdini supposed to be playing Semi-Pro. That's not going to happen. So there's just going to be an awful lot of sitting around waiting at timing out. So it looks as if Paul's going into the room with Chimpy to get started. And John Boo and Bill, let's have a look at the handicaps. We've got John Boo getting 7 and out against Bill. We've got Vertical Liquid getting 6 and out against Larry. And we've got Tam getting the 6 ball against Sergresh. Meanwhile, you've got Paul, who's getting the last 2 against Chimpy. So Bill's already up 1-0. You've got Larry still all square, Vertical Liquid, Sergresh likewise with Tam. So we'll get into the first one. Good evening to Mark. This, I mean, I'm calling for this to be the last week of the league. I think it's a bit pointless carrying on, to be quite frank with you. I just don't think there's any point in doing it with 2 bloody teams. Well, 3 teams, I should say. It's just a joke. So, Bill at the table, given 7 and out. No, it doesn't. I would actually say to the contrary. It doesn't need an awful lot of organisation to do this. All it needs is to have reliable people in your team. That's all it needs. So there's not a lot of organisation to it. You pick the team and you communicate with them so that they know that they're playing for a start, and they communicate with you to tell you whether they can play or not, and then you pick your team. But for some reason, Paul can't get anybody that's reliable, really. It hasn't. It happened in the first season. Admittedly, it wasn't as bad as this. And then you've got 2 guys who just bail out last week and have never been seen since. But like I said the other night, he doesn't have to necessarily be picking players from the Philippines. If he picked players that were more local as regards the time zone that's over here, then he might have a more reliable, stable team. He's picking duds that are useless. Right, so 1 apiece in this match. Let's go in and see how well Larry's on the board according to that. And he's given 6 and out. Well, I mean, if you're the team captain, you've got to find out if your players are going to be available to play the next week. For example, I knew last week that Matt couldn't play today. So, he wasn't going to be available. And I'll find out. I'm not. In fact, I'll tell you something. I'm not even going to do anything for next week because I think this league's dead unless something drastically happens. So Steve's going to have to get involved and tidy up that Philippines team, clean out the clutter, and look for people that can be here next Saturday if this thing is to survive. Oh, as Houdini showed up, well, he's the one that was moaning and groaning and pissed off last week. I wouldn't get anywhere near him. I'd chuck him out the door as soon as look at him. Right, so Larry got himself a bit straight in this 5 ball, but big draw up the table unless he can pinch an angle and force it forward, which he's done. And then we'll drop down to finally have a look at Tam. I wonder if Paul's got contact or a phone number or texted Houdini, see if he'd at least get his arse in the game. No, I wasn't watching any of the rugby today. I don't know the scores in any of the matches. Well, if Sergeresh goes down the right-hand side, he's dicing me dead with trouble here. Got to find the gap, which he has done. Well, Mr. Deanster, that's why we have a messaging system in VP4. You send a message to the players that you add to the top of the message. The team members that you have, and you tell them what the team's going to be, but you then ask them to tell you ASAP if they can or they cannot play. It's not hard. You've just got to rely on all the team members having all the notifications switched on in VP4. If you do that in your profile, if you look here, if I go to my profile, this is what a lot of players probably don't do. But if you go to your profile and you go in and edit it, you've got all. And how come mine's is defaulted to see? Hey, I had all of these checked. So I did. And it's all defaulted. I wonder if Steve knows about that. It says forward only friends messages. That's no good. Where's the thing for sending them all? Why did that? Why is that defaulted? That's no good. I thought you could check all. In fact, I'm sure I checked all of these. Events I may be interested. Do not forward any message. Wait a minute. That's the one. That's the one. Forward all messages. Subscribe to monthly newsletter. I've done that, and I've never had a newsletter yet. And then I'll go to the special offers. I've done that, never had that yet. But why did that default? I wonder if that was happened. Whether this was a reinstall that this happened. That's a bit annoying. That's something that you need to double check, folks, on your profile. Let's go to matches. Anyway, you need to have that checked so that you're getting all messages. But why mine's is defaulted, I don't know. Meanwhile, Sergeresh with a 2-1 lead. And Tam, who just needs a 6 ball, squares the match. So let's go down and have a look at Semi-Pro and Houdini. If Houdini can actually stay in VP4. Well, that is a valid point, Mr. Deanster, but as nobody actually uses the Solaris forum, it's a bit pointless doing that. Nobody uses the forum at all. There's nobody in the VP4 lobby that's active in the forum. There's no communication in the forum. All I do on the forum is just delete all of the bot accounts that need activating. I just delete them all. Because all they then do is spam Russian crap. Well, Pectus, of course, hasn't shown, so there's the first result for Brain Pullout. Well, maybe that's what's happened to you, Coldest Pillow, because your profile should be checked so that you receive all notifications. Mine seems to have defaulted somehow. I don't know why that happened. Well, if you're going to miss pots like that, Houdini, you're going to have absolutely no chance against semi-pro. So let's go down into this final match. We've got Chimpy at the moment tied up 2 apiece with Paul. Paul who's getting last 2, but Chimpy's going to be in the lead. See, you know what would actually be better? If there was a VP4 app for your phone. That would be far better. And then you could get, you could get a text direct to your phone. And then you've got no excuse for not receiving a notification. I don't know, but well, I think a good kick in that 1 ball. This is a slim chance here for Paul. I say slim because it's tight to get to that 4 ball. He's having a little bump just to free it out now that he had the angle. So now he's got to back that up by potting this 3. Getting the cue ball out far enough though, so he's got to push this in. Got to get that cue ball out off the rail, and that'll do. So this would be a bonus here for Paul after kicking that 1 in. And now the tricky one, he's dead straight in this 5. I think he's trying to pinch a wee bit of an angle here. He's going to stay in the table. So he can jack up and come back, although he's tight to the rail, or he can go forward and spin around and out. He needs to get out far enough though. He needs to keep going. And that'll do. So he should be back all square. Well, of course, the league doesn't have the break box on, which actually I think is actually a good thing now that the rack has been changed, because with the break box on, where the break box is like there, in Friday Night 9 Ball, if you're breaking from the corner of the pack, the corner of the break box, and you're breaking right and left, the 9 Ball is going left or right to the rail each time. And here's the thing. The Virtual 9 Ball World Championships has got the break box on. I think it might be a good idea to suggest to Steve to actually put it off, because then you won't have that. You'll have to find the spot where you're getting that 9 ball to go to the left or the right rail, depending whether you're breaking from the left or the right. It might not be a good idea to have the break box on in the 9 ball championships. Right, so Paul at the table, a little bit straight in this 4, I think. He's managed to punch it out. Now this could be a good chance here to nick the lead. See, I said to Blind Hog earlier on this afternoon, and if Paul had showed up a lot earlier, Blind Hog was going to be here for a couple of hours. He could have thrown him into the team, and he would have had a team of 3. But Paul shows up at the last minute, or with 5 minutes to go, when you've got no time to actually do anything. So he's not helping himself. If he'd got here a bit earlier, he could have probably had a full team. Well, Paul into the lead, so we'll leave them to it. And we'll start the rounds again from top to bottom into the top match. This might be the end of a rack or something here. There we are. Oh no, I think it might have been. And Bill's got a 4-2 lead, giving 7 and out to John Boot. No shot here. I think he's trying to tuck the 2 away. An easy enough kick for this 2 ball, up and down. A strong chance of 5 might go in as well. Uh-oh. Well, that he could easily have a go at a billiard onto the 5 here. I think that's what he tried. So, Bill with a 2-rack gap at the moment. Larry, likewise against Vertical Liquid. Vertical Liquid getting 6 and out. I thought Steve would at least showed up here tonight as well. So that 6 ball, it does go. You just get a little window to get into now. This is a bit more of a cut, this 5 ball. And he's on it. So Larry looks at the moment that he's going to stretch that lead to 3. Again, this is just a stonewall stop or a little roll forward, whatever he wants to do. No, he hasn't. Well, he's maybe gone a wee bit further than he wanted here, so he's just going to drop it into the side. So Larry with a 3-rack lead, 5-2. And this match is in the balance here with Tam and Sergeresh. Tam getting the 6 ball. The 6 ball has gone, so Tam's going to have to run out here to open up a 2-rack gap. So he doesn't want to run into the 9 ball. He can pot this and check the cue ball up a bit so that he's nowhere near the 9. And that's exactly what he's done. I think Larry's like me. He's got to a final but lost the final. That's my claim to fame. Getting to a final but losing a final. Oh dear. And I've jinxed Tam. What the hell's Monster talking about? Guess I missed the league. I lost. I'm trying to think what year it was. Was it 2010? I lost the virtual World Snooker Championship final to Albinario, 1816. Well, that's Tam blowing a gasket there, hanging that 9 ball. Did all the hard work, having to deal with it without having his 6 ball on the table, and then blew the 9 ball. So Sergresh with a chance to take the lead, although he's got a wee bit of hard work to do there. Semi-Pro and Houdini are tied at 3 apiece at the moment. Chimpy and Paul are tied at 4 apiece. So even though they're a man short, the Team Philippines are having a good set of first matches. However long that's going to last, I don't know. Well, that was when I could see better. Yeah. And I had a good little mouse at the time, which I was very comfortable with, and that broke. And ever since then, I've been hunting around to find something that would be something similar, and I've never found it yet. I mean, I know what I want to do. I know the shot that I want to play, but I can't execute them. That's the problem nowadays. Oh, I've got loads of mice. I've got loads of cheap mice. Yeah, they do need a player. That's what I'm saying. If Paul had got himself here earlier, and if you guys had got yourself here earlier, then he could have had an extra team member today, because that Pectus guy hasn't shown up, or has he? Has he turned up? Houdini turned up, and I didn't expect him to show after he's thrown his toys out the pram last Saturday. Right, I don't see that Pectus, because he was supposed to be playing Brain Pull Out, and that match is already forfeited. But if Paul showed up at the last minute, that gave himself no time to throw a player in. Yeah, but Paul wasn't here, so that was no good. The other thing is Spud Boy doesn't think he's a vice captain. You've got to have vice captains in your team so that they can deal with a situation if you're not around. They just don't think. They don't plan ahead. Spud Boy has been here for hours. He could have thrown a player in if he was a vice captain. Spud Boy doesn't think he is. So we're going to have to ask Paul if that's the case. And if not, then why not just add him as a vice captain? I was sat here watching that the fight before the. I was all set. I had the live stream. The live stream was perfect. I was all set to go, and they were fighting to 12 rounds. I don't know how many rounds those guys were fighting. How long that fight lasted, but my eyes were gone. I couldn't keep my eyes open, so I had to go to bed. And then I went to. I got up this morning. I went to YouTube this morning, and I saw the 3-minute highlights of the fight from last night. Oh, it's too late to put you in now, Keith. That had to be done. That all had to be done before the 5 o'clock deadline today. That had to be all sorted out. That I say Paul didn't get here. Yeah, I think that guy made Joshua look a lot better than what he was, because he seemed awful sluggish, that Ngannou guy. Mind you, you'd be a bit sluggish if you'd been floored like 30 seconds before and then back on your feet again. Yeah, aye. He said, I think he said that. I think there was a quote saying that he hasn't given up in heavyweight boxing yet. Well, he's had 2 fights and lost 2 of them. What does that tell you? I think the problem is he's been thrown in at the deep end, hoping to create something sensational. And that ain't happening. Yeah, well, it's all very well having a punch in UFC, but you've got to have a boxing technique. I think that's a totally different thing. I think you're a lot more open in UFC than what you are in heavyweight boxing. Mind you, I'm not an expert in either. But he just seemed an awful lot open last night, that guy. Yeah, because he had Fury in the canvas, didn't he? I'm surprised he didn't get a rematch there. Mind you, there would have to have been a rematch clause within the paperwork that they agreed to for the fight. Well, Semi-Pro has got the lead, and he's got a table that should stretch that lead in a minute. Right, now, Sergeresh and Tam are getting pretty close, 5 apiece. Vertical, Liquid and Larry. They're what? Larry's 6-4 up. John Boo and Bill, let's jump in there. That kick in the 6 ball he could have done without there. He can duck for cover here, but it looks as if he's trying to thin cut this in. Yeah. But you see, you're always relying on getting a roll of the ball, and then, you know, especially when you get down to this point where there's less balls on the table, and John Boo's getting 7 and out, you don't want to be doing that, and then you're leaving it a lot easier for your opponent to come in and pinch the rack. Good afternoon to Cobra. I was just saying earlier on there, Cobra, the Virtual 9-Ball World Championships has got the break box on. I think it'd be a good suggestion to switch it off after having watched what was happening on Friday Night 9-Ball. I think it'd be better for the break if the break box was off, because you had guys last night just breaking from the right side or the left corner of the break box, and the 9-ball going to the left or the right rail each time. If it's a lot more open break, then that's less likely to happen. Well, rack money is on for a purpose. I don't have anything against that, but I think the actual break box I don't think should be on. Well, there you go. I talk about making mistakes at the wrong time, and that's a prime example there. Bill's missed on the 6 ball, cut into the side. No, spot money is if the 9 ball goes in the break, it comes back up. Rack money is where the 9 ball is in the middle of the diamond of the pack, but instead of the 9 ball sitting where it normally sits, it moves up the table to the head spot to the spot where the 1 ball sits. That's where the 9 ball sits. So the whole rack moves up the table. And Tam has won out there against Sergeresh. A good result for Tam by 9 racks to 5. That was well done. I think I got out the room just in time there for Tam's sake. Meanwhile, Bill has got let out of jail there. He's now gone to a 7-4 lead. So now it's looking a bit tight for Larry. He has a 6-5 lead at the moment. I've got a video on my YouTube channel that tells you what what rack money is. Oh well, take what you can get, Tam. We get the bonus last week with the Team Philippines falling apart, and the Gamblers are going to get it for the second time tonight. They got it in week 2. They got it. We got it last week. They're getting it the second time around. Well, Larry's break has given him, what, 2 balls in the break? The 1 is gone, the 6 is gone. Yeah, Bill's just ahead. Bill's got a 7-5 lead as well. So, Semi-Pro has pulled away from Houdini. It was 3 apiece there. Semi-Pro is now 7-3 up. And Chimpy's got himself 7-5 in front against Paul. Let's go into that, see if we can jinx Chimpy. Well, Paul's at the table, so he just needs to roll the 8 ball in. He'll be back within 1. Oh, he's come up dry, I think. That 2 ball's not going to make it. He's dry, but he's not left anything on. Now you can cut this. Yeah, he's knocked it onto the 8. Now he's hoping he gets a roll of the ball, and well, that isn't exactly it. Well, you've got to be preparing yourself all the time that you're in that room in case I show up. I'm absolutely starving, by the way. I've purposely starved myself. I might have a serious Chinese later on when this is all over. All I had, what did I have? About, what time is it? I think it was about 3 o'clock this afternoon. I had a couple of slices of toast and chopped ham and pork, a couple of slices of that on it, and that's all I had, just a sort of light snack and a cup of coffee. That was basically just to put a lining in my stomach. Well, this will take Chimpy to the hill. It'll be a big ask for Paul to get out of this hole. So he's going to have to draw off this 4 ball a little bit here. Because he had to make sure he was avoiding a scratch, but this could end up in trouble. And he has. So now, the old kick and hope. And this cue ball's going to bounce. And it's going to be all square here in a minute unless Paul falls apart, because all he has to do is drop the 5 in and drop the 6 in. Stay into the table and play the 7-9 combo. He's going a bit straight, but he can just come back. So this to tie it up. Semi-Pro has 193. And it goes. I wouldn't imagine you're getting high quality meat out of those places, Cobra. Even though you're paying extortionate prices for them, they'll not be the best cuts of meat. I wouldn't think. I wouldn't expect it to be, not with the markup that they're making on the stuff that they're selling. The one of the local Chinese I used to order from years ago, they used to do a fillet steak curry, and it was lovely. I mean, the actual steak, you just cut it with a knife, it just went straight through it. It was beautiful. So this match is in the balance. If we look at the scores, Larry's on the hill. He's got a 2-rack lead, 8-6. And Bill, of course, has come through. So the Tactical Geniuses are 2-0 up. The Gamblers are 2-0 up. So this here is a chance, albeit a slim one, for Paul to get a point on the board. Well, my next treat will be when I'm off in the 3rd week of April, because I'm back to work on Monday. I've got today and tomorrow off, back on Monday, and then I do a short shift on Tuesday. Then I've got my days off again. And Paul's just blown it there, and I thought he was going to scratch, but big mistake there from Paul. And Larry's got himself over the line. So, I think that's the first 3 results all through for the Tactical Geniuses. For a 3-0 lead there. Yeah. I'll treat myself when I'm off for the first week of the World Snooker Championships. But I might treat myself later on tonight once this is finished. I'll get the old. I'll get logged into the website and check the menu, because I could seriously devour a Chinese right now. Although I haven't quite made up my mind what it might be though. You know, there's something I hadn't tasted. I think I might have mentioned this before. I got, there was a limited edition sandwich that they were doing in the Tesco sandwiches. And it was it, I can't remember whether it's Wensleydale cheese and whatever else is on it. But it's got, what do you call it? It's got chili jam on it. That was the first time I had tasted chili jam on this limited edition sandwich that Tesco were doing. I was getting it for my morning break. You know, you get the sandwich deal where you get a sandwich, a drink, and a little side thing or whatever it is you get with it. And that was the first time I had tasted chili jam. It's bloody lovely. Very nice. And I think you could have that chili jam on a lot of stuff. You know, it's sweet, but it's got that little bit of kick in it, the chili, and it's not unpleasant at all. It's very nice. So if you haven't tasted it, it's well worth a taste. So Chimpy is on the hill now. Paul's trying to do acrobatics here. He just needs to have a wee bit of patience. He's trying to bump that 6 and 9 there, and he almost scratched. I think you're better just to take your medicine here and pot the balls that are there to be potted and not try and get crazy too soon. And he's gone too heavy with that. He's going to bump the 8 ball. This is no good. Now you can bank the 5 rather than try to cut this. I don't think it combos that easily, that 9, because it's well off the rail. It certainly doesn't now. Well, if he sends this 6 to the rail too soon, we know what's going to happen. He's got to think about the pace in the cue ball as well. He could end up with no shot in this 7. I don't like the fact that he's taking that amount of time over it. Yeah, if you were sitting, don't forget, guys, you've still got to be sitting reasonably good on it to play that combo. I agree that it would have comboed, but, you've got to be good on it to be able to play that. Well, it doesn't look as if it's going to be a big task here to get some sort of shot in the 8 ball. So this might be as close a chance as Paul's had of taking Chimpy down. And that 9 ball is comfortably off the rail, so there's no way he's missing this. So the win goes to Chimpy, 9 racks to 7. And the round 2 matches are underway. If we look from the bottom here, you've got the Gamblers 3-0 up in the match against the Team Philippines. You've got Brainful out and Houdini are going at it at the moment, and it's 1-0 to Houdini. Houdini's getting the 6 ball. That result that's just came through. And Semi-Pro and Paul are just about to start their round 2 match. Meanwhile, in the match above, we've got Larry and John Boo. Larry's given the 6 ball to John Boo. Larry's 1-0 up. Bill is given the 7 ball to Sergresh. Sergresh 2-1 up. And Vertical Liquid and Tam are in their first rack now. We'll go from the top down. And John Boo having a blast. Well, Larry, I think, had a notion of seeing if he could get to play that as a combo. That, because there's not enough room to get to it, playing that 1 onto the 6 onto the 3. Well, I think he's just got to stop the cue ball right there. Of course, John Boo getting the 6 ball. This is again where you cannot afford to make a mistake if you're Larry. You cannot be doing that. No sooner have I said it than he's done it. So John Boo just needs to hold himself together here to pot this 5. Well, this has gone a bit straight, but he can just nick this and hold it. Just a little nick and hold it. And that's a gift to get off the mark for John Boo. And Larry paid the heavy price for making a mistake at the wrong time. Now down into the match with Sergresh and Bill. That's gone 2 apiece. And Sergresh getting a 7 ball. Well, this, I mean, there's an angle he can use here off this 5 ball just to get up the table high enough. Now that's tight. But he can certainly cheat the pocket as long as he's cheating it at the right pace, and that's fine. So this 7 ball, don't let the cue ball run loose. But that gives him the lead, 3 racks to 2. And I think it's dry. It certainly is. This is a wee bit of a mess here. That 3 ball, it does go, but it's tight. It doesn't go now though. And that's not one of Bill's best safety shots he's ever going to play. Well, I think Sergresh has got to stun this in, give it a bash, and try and spin back off that long rail into this 3 and 4 here. He's had a go at it. Now he just has to hit and get lucky. Have any of you guys ever watched that Beard Meats? I'll say that again. Have any of you guys ever watched Beard Meats Food on YouTube? You ever saw that guy with the big beard? You want to see some of the bloody stuff he eats. I watched him the other day, and he was in eating this cod challenge. You want to see the size of this cod in batter. No, I'm a non-playing captain there, Keith. Yeah, I mean, I watched him eating this cod challenge the other day. My goodness me, this is just absolutely huge on the plate. About 3 or 4 big. I mean, you want to see the thickness of this cod in batter. That looks absolutely delicious. In fact, it was that delicious. He was saying it was delicious, and he had loads of tartar sauce and all sorts to throw over the top of it. Mushy peas. I mean, I would have loved that, but the proportions of it, I don't know how he does it. I mean, the guy is like, 8 stone wet through. He's got no gut on him at all, and yet he shovels this stuff down his throat. Unbelievable. And some of this stuff he was eating, I mean, you want to see the size of this pizza, it was like a bloody cartwheel. No, you won't, but you will see the brake pattern with the brake box on. That's why I'm saying that I think we should get the brake box off in the 9-ball World Championships. The 9 balls going to the side rail each time when you brake from the exact corner of the brake box. Joel Hansen, never heard of him. I don't know where he gets the money. Obviously, he's got subscribers to his channel, this Beard Meats food guy, because he's all over the bloody world doing these food challenges. He's been in Norway, he's been in the States, travelling to all sorts of out of the backwood places to eat this stuff. And I mean, sitting watching him eating that fish, my stomach was rumbling. That's how good it looked. And then he went into a place where it was a cake shop. Have you seen that one? Where all he had to do was eat cake. So they would bring him a triangle of cake, various different flavours, and he had to set a record in that, which he did. And then there was another one I watched where he was eating chicken wings with some other buddy of his, whoever the hell he was. I think he was some sort of, I don't know what he was. Was he a boxer? I think he was a boxer. And to set a new record for eating these chicken wings, I think he got to, what, 50 or something, or 40 odd. The other guy got to about 30. And these were all different flavoured chicken wings he was eating. They looked lovely as well. I would have scoffed a fair few of them. I would have definitely scoffed a fair few of those. But how he manages to... I mean, I would actually just bring all that back up. Try to force that down into my stomach. I mean, I do like my food, but I do like it in sort of normal proportions. I'll need to make a note of that. What did you say his name was? Joel Hansen. Well, that's not bad news, Chimpy. We'll see you later. In fact, you can go now. Don't even need to wait to the end of the league. So Sergeresh just needing to get to that 7 ball for a 2-rack lead here. I think this would be a good time to leave the room because I might be jinxing Bill. Of course, I'm totally impartial. Now we need to ask Fast Eddie what happened to him last night. He signed up for Friday night 9 ball and then he never showed up. And now he's just signed up for 9 ball at the 10-footer race to 5. Right, let's have a run around here. Well, Tam's going to need my help. He's given the 7 ball to Vertical Liquid. Larry's got himself in front against John Boot. And Tam's 3-0 down. So let's head in there, see if I can work the magic. Well, of course, what Tam doesn't want to do is to hang this 6 ball over a pocket somewhere, and Vertical Liquid just has to pot it and the 7 ball. And that needs to keep coming out. Now, I don't know, is he going to play the bank or the cut? He's overcut it. Well, at least it's not a gimme. But this might be the story of this match so far. And of course, Pectus not showing up. Guaranteed win for Chimpy. Vertical Liquid's overcut it by a country mile. Now this is a lot easier for Tam. If he doesn't get this in the hole, he's a proper numpty. Watch the cue ball though, loads in, side left, nearly scratches. Just that up way too much. Well, this is where you just want to get a little bit of a hold in the cue ball here, just to control where it's running. So he's rescued the situation there and got off the mark. Still trailing by 2. And now if we go down, we can see that the Gamblers are 4-0 up. Paul is 2 apiece with semi-pro. And Houdini at the moment is 3-1 up against Brainfall Out. Houdini's getting the 6 ball. Paul is getting the 8 ball against semi-pro, so that's still a tall order for Paul to be getting to enough 8 balls in a match against semi-pro. We'll nip in and have a quick look. Semi-pros played the deliberate foul there, and I suppose in one way that's actually handing the gauntlet to Paul, giving him ball in hand. Although he's not using ball in hand, is he actually paying attention here? And now he's hooked himself. I don't know that he's actually paying attention here, Paul. I mean, he decided to just play that one ball from where the cue ball was, stuck in the rail. He's definitely not paying attention. He's got away with it a little bit, I think. I don't know that there's enough of that 2 ball to be potting it. I think Paul needs to wake himself up here, because he had ball in hand. He could have even had a go at the combo in the 9 there if he'd moved the cue ball up the table. Well, it's hit the knuckle. And he can tweak this around the 7 a little bit. Just you can tweak this and still make the pot. You've got to jack it up and play it gentle though, I think. Maybe not. He's trying to duck behind the 9. Good afternoon to Blind Hog. Trying to duck in behind that 8 ball again. Got to get this thin. No, he's going all out for the bank. Well, the 2 cuts, no problem. And provided he can come down the table far enough, he'll be unlucky where he's locked out in a pot on this 3 ball. Yeah, he probably does. Right, so semi-pro looks as if he's going to be tying that match up. Houdini is now 3-2 in front against Brain Pull Out. The match is up top. We've got Larry tied at 4 apiece with John Boo. We've got Sergaresh taking it away from Bill at 7 racks to 3. And we've got Vertical Liquid 4-1 up against Tam. So there's work to be done in those 2 matches. Bill's in trouble. Let's have a quick jump in there. Well, it's now Sergaresh on the hill with an 8-3 lead. The break is dry. Bill looking to duck and dive here as he played the bank. He probably played the bank. And it's going in off the 5. He got a roll there. Well, it's going to have to be a combo to stay at the table. 2 doesn't go. And again, not a very good safety. He tried to push that 2 past the 8. He didn't want to be hitting it. And he hasn't really left anything simple here for Sergaresh, although again, he can certainly get out of there and duck for cover, but he's had a bang at it and he's got lucky. Maybe that's the way things have been going for Bill. Sergresh getting away with it. Well, Steve's finally arrived. He's finally woke up. Well, this might go in the side. He hasn't hit it at all, so Bill. Well, he's got a chance to stay in the match here. A quick look. Larry's now got himself in front. It's 3 apiece with Semi-Pro and Paul. And Houdini's still 3-2 up. If we look at Tam, he's now 5-1 down. So I think he's in desperate need of some help there. So loads of room to get up top. It's a long way back for Bill though. Trailing by 4 with the break. So I think we'll head in and see if we can offer any assistance to Tam. Vertical Liquid getting the 7 ball. And slightly off angle in this 6 ball, so it's not quite as simple. But he's managed to get the pace right and he's landed very nicely on that 7. So this for a 6-1 lead. Oh dear. Well, that's a bad miss considering he did all the hard work to get on it. And Tam, I don't know whether he had enough room to get at that. But it's now been gifted to Vertical Liquid. So now 6-1 is the advantage. Now quick look down. It's now 4-3 to Semi-Pro. Houdini's 3 apiece with Brainful out now. And Larry is 6-4 up against John Boot. Now, is that a result just come through there? Did Sergresh got a golden break or something? Yeah. Sergresh has won out 9 racks to 4 against Bill. So that has given the 9 ball shots their first point of the evening. And of course, the Gamblers are 4-0 up against Team Philippines. So it looks as if the 9 ball shots could be getting their second point on the board here in a minute. If Tam can't get himself back in this, and provided Larry holds off John Boo. So just a little nip back for this 4-ball. Although he doesn't want to be really straight on this 4-ball if he can help it. And he doesn't want to be stuck to the rail with the cue ball either. The problem now is if he goes forward, he's probably catching that 9-ball. He might be very close to it, I'm not sure. No, he's away from it. But he's running loose here. And he's in sort of no man's land. Very thin cut into the side. Cue ball may well catch the 9 if he does that. He's avoided the 9. And he's going to have a pot in the 6. Albeit not a simple one. Because again, the cue ball wants to run over towards that 9-ball. And again, he's stuck to the rail, so he's limited in what he can do. But what you can't afford to do is make that mistake at the wrong time. So the 6 balls are cut back bank. Cue ball running around the corner and around and out into the table for the 7 into the corner. That's the plan here, or at least it should be. That's well overcut. But would you believe it? Ran into the 9 and got lucky again. Right. Further update, Larry's 7-4 in front against John Boot. And of course that was a result. The round 2 matches in the Team Philippines Gamblers tie. We've got Semi-Pro now 6-3 up against Paul. And it's 3 apiece with Brain Pullout still and Houdini. The Chimpy Pectus match has been a forfeit anyway. So it's still 4-0 the Gamblers. And meanwhile, Tam trying to hook himself with the 9 there. Now this is a little draw kill shot just to leave a straight in 9-ball. Oh, he's chickened out there. Just stud that in and hold it. Because the more you let it run, the more it runs away from the 9. So he's got a second rack in the board. A lot of hard work to go ahead though. Right, Larry now on the hill. Let's jump into that one. John Boo getting the 6-ball. 1 ball over the side pocket. Now he might have a pop at this 9-ball here. You never know what John Boo's going to do, but he could have a smack at this 1 ball and pump the 9. Or can't, in fact, what am I talking about? Can he actually see the 1? No, he can't. He was slightly hooked with the 8-ball. But he got a legal hit though. And he should be in trouble here. Larry should have him in trouble. England winning now where? Where's England playing? What England team are we talking about? Rugby? Who are they playing? Ireland or Wales? Or France? I haven't a clue. I have no clue who they're playing. I mean, that's typical of Scotland though. You know, they have 1 or 2 good results in the Six Nations and then they lose to the numpty team in the whole event. Bloody Italy. And it's not the first time they've lost to Italy as well. Oh, John Boo makes a mistake. Well, Larry's not got it quite cut and dried here because again this 1 ball stuck in the pocket. Judging getting the cue ball out of there is always difficult. And that's as good as you could expect. So, the 5 ball is the big problem. What does he do? He can try and get out and leave some sort of angle in the 4 so he can swing around. But he's trying to take a liberty here and get the 5 out and still have a shot in the 4, and he still does. So that's worked out not too bad. Always risky doing that, but sometimes you have to take that risk. Well, if he goes forward and spins out behind the 7, he should have the 6 into the side pocket if he wants to do that. I don't know that he wants to risk off trying to hold that. The further round it goes, the easier it is. He's still running away from the 7 slightly. This is just a little dink. A little dink and a hold with the bottom. Stop it running away too far. So this should be another point in the board for the tactical geniuses. Just to roll in a 9 for Larry for a 9-4 win. So that's done and dusted. And looking at Tam, he's still trailing 6 racks to 3, and the round 3 match is about to start with Larry and Sergresh in that top tie. Meanwhile, we've got Semi-Pro with a 6-4 lead. Paul's, in fact, it's just gone to 6-5. So Paul's just on the tail of Semi-Pro there. Paul getting the 8 ball. And Houdini has a 5 racks to 4 lead against Rainfall. Houdini getting the 6 ball. So there's a glimmer, just albeit a very slim glimmer of hope for either of those two to hold it together and maybe scrape a point somewhere along the line. Slim chance, but you never know. So, dare I go back into this match with Tam and Vertigo Liquid? Well, Vertigo Liquid at the table on the 5 ball needs to avoid running into the 6. And that's well done. Now, is my jinxing talent going to prevail here? Suddenly I want to fall asleep again. Well, a fairly straight in 7 shouldn't be a problem. Breaks dry. And Tam has no shot. Have you tried that prime drink? I've never heard of it. I don't drink any of these bloody caffeine related drinks. I don't touch any of that stuff. I never have done. Never tasted it. So I don't know what this prime is. Is it one of these a what? What's a KS? What's a KSI? What is it? What's a KS? Is that a KSI or a KSA? What is it? What does that mean? Does that mean it's full of caffeine? It's full of caffeine and the what have you tried that Prime drink? Then Coldest Pillow says KSI drink, famous YouTuber. I haven't a clue what the hell you're talking about. Speak English for God's sake. Type it in one sentence and explain to me what this what the hell was it again? This Prime drink. What does that mean? No, I haven't tried it. Do you not sell that Prime in Tesco's? If we do, I don't remember picking it for a customer. I have to admit. I've never heard of it, Prime. What's that other stuff? The one that's in the sort of box with the purple on it. What do you call it? That's the popular one, isn't it? That's a popular crap. I can't remember the name of it, but we sell loads of that. And it's about £8 for like 6 bottles of it, or 6 cans of it. Rip off. It's an extortionate amount of money. You can get a caffeine kick just buying having a cup of coffee. Making a cup of coffee. You don't have to spend £5 for it. Well, Tam, ball in hand. Now you can put vertical liquid in a whole heap of trouble here. And he definitely should be. He should be going for 3 fouls here. That's got to get to a rail first of all, which it has just done. Right. So that is a round 2 match that's still to complete. Larry's up and running against Sergaresh. Sergaresh getting last 2, and Larry's 1-0 up. In the bottom matches between the gamblers in the Philippines, we've got 5 apiece with Brain Pullout and Houdini, and 6 apiece. So these 2 matches are still in the balance here. So let's nip in, see who we can jinx either way. Well, semi-pro, I don't think he'll be getting jinxed here. So this is just a stone wall stopper for the 9 in the left side. So semi-pro has the lead. Paul getting the 8 ball. And ball's going in the break. Half a shot in the 1 ball. 2 ball is gone. And the 3 balls nailed to this bottom rail here, I think. He doesn't want to be on top of it. Like that. Well, you can use the extreme edge of that 3 ball to get away from it. You can go off there. I mean, I wouldn't even be looking at anything else here. I wouldn't be risking that, but I'd be going up there and ducking. That's where I'd have been going. I would have took the thin edge of that, went off and up the table behind the 4 ball in the top left-hand corner there. You'd be risking a scratch, but you've got to take that risk. Semi-pro might actually be doing that. Yeah, so now Paul's finding out the hard way why he should have played the right shot in the first place rather than trying to kick that in. He was trying to be a hero there. Well, he's got the hit. And the semi-pro want to have a go at this. Might be worthwhile. Three ball doesn't go anywhere else. You might as well have a pop at it. Yep, and it goes. So semi-pro one away with a 2-rack lead. So I think in a couple of the matches, Paul's been there or thereabouts in with a chance, but not been able to get close to the line at the end of it all. Semi-Pro's got the 2 ball again, having to kick the 1 in. And this match is over. I think we could safely assume that that's the case. Tam is still there. He's trailing 7-4. Larry in his third match is 2-1 down to Sergresh. And Houdini and Brainpiller are 6 apiece. Brainpill out at the table. Houdini getting the 6 ball. Steve, now that I've just noticed, are you still there? Or has he left the building? So Brainpill out with a 7-6 lead. Once this 9 goes in, Semi-Pro has finished off that match. So the inevitable is going to happen here by the look of it. It's 5-0 to the Gamblers. You've got Tam, who's now back to within 2 of Vertical Liquid. Larry still trailing 2-1. Eight ball tucked away behind the 9. Now, this 6 ball going away will take away Houdini's extra money ball, and that's not a bad idea for Brainpill out. So that makes it more difficult for Houdini to get out. And of course, unless Brainpill out does something off this 7 ball, he's going to struggle himself to get out with the way this 8 ball is sitting. So it's all about the angle that he has on this 7, how good he's sitting on it, whether he can get a bump. Now, if he, I think the first problem is the angle he's got to 5. And that's going to be no good. Brainpill out's taking his time. Is he falling asleep? Because I've almost asleep. That getting to a rail? Yes, it is. Well, what Houdini doesn't want to do is have a proper bash at this, because he's going to break out the 8-9, isn't he? See, this is the numpty shot, where a player gives this a bang and breaks everything out and makes it easier for his opponent. This is what you don't do. You know, you don't do that. you do anything but that, even if you stick yourself in 2 fouls, you don't open up the 8 and 9. That's just like putting your head in the guillotine, isn't it? And pulling the chain yourself. Doing that. So Brainful out. It's going to be 1 away. And meanwhile, Tam is back to within 1. I'm staying out the room. Larry has got himself in front against Sergeresh by 3 racks to 2. And Brainful out has a ball on the break. The 7 ball is gone. He's got a thin cut in the 1. Cue ball going around the corner, probably in behind the 3. I don't think you want to be smashing this. He might be playing the bank. No, he's trying to spin behind the 9. Hasn't quite got there though. So, not a problem potting the 1. And a chance possibly for a 2-9 combo here. It looks tight, but there is a possible chance if you can stun across past the 8 ball. And he's held that 2 straight. That's why the cue ball stopped dead, and that's obviously why he missed the pot. So, one ball into the side. You've got to cut this into the side, and then you can dink up and drop that 2 into the side pocket there, I think. Well, it's tight, but it'll go in with gravity if you just play it nice and gentle. We need to have a quick look. Well, Vertical Liquid's now on the hill. They're now 8-6 up against Tam. So 9 ball shots could still be on for the second point. Meanwhile, Larry's still 3-2 up. Nine ball. The 9 ball has got in. Houdini's back to within 1. Funny how Houdini's connection isn't a problem tonight, isn't it? Anybody noticed that? Has he been disconnected? Not at all. Not a problem. Well, can Houdini hold his nerve here? He's overcut the 3. He's bottled it straight away. But this isn't sitting good for Brainful out. Because this is in between catching the point and a scratch, this cue ball, I think. If he's trying to cut that up the rail. And if he's trying to cut it into the side, I think it's just beyond the threshold. Well, it's going to go fairly safe. Well, that was a bad miss by Houdini on that 3 ball. It wasn't all that difficult. I think he's overthinking stuff half the time. Yeah, well, that should have been done last week, though, before he went away and threw the toys out the pram. By the way, Paul, what I said to Spudboy earlier on, how many vice captains have you got in your team, Paul? There's you. How many vice captains you've got? Presumably, Pectus isn't one of them. Why isn't Spudboy one of them? Because Spudboy was here earlier, he could have actually got another player in his team. He could have had the chance to maybe add somebody to the team earlier on today while you weren't here. So if you haven't got him as a vice captain, get him added as a vice captain. I mean, even if you only get somebody that plays for 1 week and only wants to fill in for the 1 week, and then they want out for next week, then that's fine. At least you've still got a full team. You're not throwing away chances of winning each week the way this is going. Right. Time for a quick look. It's still 8-6 to Vertical Liquid. I think that result might be imminent. Larry's 3 apiece with Sergeresh. And Brain fell out. Having a look at the 7. That wasn't what I asked you, Paul. I've asked you, how many vice captains have you got in your team? Spud Boy should be one of them if he isn't. He says he doesn't think he is. It might be, now might be the time where you should be going in and adding him as a vice captain, just in case. You've got to try and get 3 people that can be here next week. That's your main objective. Well, you set an alarm, that gets you up. Right, well, you don't want him as a co-captain. I mean, he's unreliable, so you don't want him as a co-captain. You want to bail him out and stick Spudboy in case he's around next week. Right, well, Brain Fallout's got over the line, a 9-7 win. And so, the Gamblers are 5-0 up, now gone to 6-0. Tam is back to within 1 against Vertical Liquid, but I'm staying out that room. Larry is 4-3 in front against Sergeresh. We'll jump in there. I've already got 2 vice captains. I think I've got Bill and Larry as vice captains. That's more than enough. I mean, the thing is I'll be here every week. Now, there's that result through for semi-pros. I think that's semi-pros last match, isn't it? Yeah. So that's that done. So it's now 7-0. So Chimpy's now up against Houdini, who's getting 6 and out, and Brain Fallout is getting the 8 ball against Paul. So this is last chance saloon tonight for the Team Philippines to rescue anything out of this shambles that they are. Complete shambles. And that result still not through. What you don't want in your team, Cold as Pillow, is too many Chiefs. So Larry's now opening up a gap. It's now going to go to 5-3. Quick tab to have a look. It's still 8-7 to Vertical Liquid. So ball in the break, the 1 ball's gone, no shot in the 2. Larry plays the push out, and he'll probably get put back in, I would think. Yeah, straight away. Because he hasn't even left an edge of that 2 ball. And this might end up nasty for Sergeresh, and it has done. Another quick look. It's still 8-7 to Vertical Liquid. And the cue ball's gone south. So Larry with ball in hand. Now is he going to come back out for the 4 into the same pocket? No, he's going through for it in the other pocket. And he's overhit that by a country mile. That's poor. Overhit that by quite a margin. He shouldn't have been there on this 4 ball. Right, quick tab. It's still 87 to Vertical Liquid in that top match. You've got Paul and Brain Pullout just started. Larry's missed the 5. Sergresh with a chance to pinch one back here. Now he's getting last 2, so obviously he needs to get to the 8 ball. And it's now gone 8 apiece. I'm still not going into that room. God forbid I go into that room now. I think Tam was, what, 6-1 behind or something close to that. So I'm staying well out of it. So this 8 ball to get back to within 1. Now, if we look at the matches up top, Tam had a good win in his first match tonight by 9 rats to 5. And now he's at 8 apiece with Vertical Liquid. So he's in a good week this week, Tam, even though he's still got another match to play. So he's getting better. So the push out played. This table is sitting pretty good, especially if you can get the 1 and 2 and get half decent on that 3 for the 3-9 combo. Oh, that might. Oh, I thought it was going to catch that really thick and go in off it. Are you know signing up for the 9-ball World Championships, Keith? Get your ass in there. Well, that ain't going to get there, Larry. But just as well it got to a rail. Well, we're on the edge of our seats here, or at least I am, because it's still 8 apiece in that match with Vertical Liquid and Tam. Quick look and see, this 3 ball does go no problem. And just got to drop down. Oh, I'll be fairly lenient. I'll be lenient with you for a short while, Keith. Bearing in mind you haven't played a lot recently. I'll be lenient with you that way, but as the tournament goes on, I'll then tear you to shreds if you start doing numpty stuff. So we're going to be 5 apiece here, but we still wait on a result in that top match. It's still 8 apiece. Any sec now, it's got to come through. What about that Enshrouded game, semi-pro? That looks a better game than Valheim. Have you seen that one? Enshrouded, I was looking at a couple of the videos and it's got a building thing in it as well. Well, Vertical Liquid's got over the line in that final rat decider, but what a battle by Tam in that match. 9-8 to Vertical Liquid, so that gives the 9-ball shots their second point of the day. And this match is in the balance as well here. Mr. Bill and Vertical Liquid just about to start. Now this is dangerous for Bill as well because Vertical Liquid's getting 6 and out there. And Tam will be giving something to John Boo, I would imagine also. Well, you know, they're the games that had the big hype. I mean, how many millions of dollars was put into that, funding that game? That dual universe was going to be something great. But then, of course, they're pricing people out of the thing by the money they're asking you to play the damn thing. I mean, I was all interested in that until I seen, you know, what prices were involved. To hell with that shit. I ain't paid that. I mean, they're asking hundreds of dollars for a starship in that starship. This is going south, this cue ball. So Larry doing the right thing. That's the trouble with a lot of games. They get a lot of hype and then there's no substance to them at the end of it. And we all get suckered into them. That taxi game, I downloaded that. When it got released yesterday, it was already out in the download, so I downloaded it. I still haven't been able to hire a driver. I don't know where you do it. I don't know what level you have to get at. All I've got is the taxi I started with, and I'm running around the city picking up passengers, and I don't know how to hire any drivers. Yeah, but you've still got to pay. You've still got to pay monthly subscriptions for both of them, haven't you? For that dual universe, you've still got to pay monthly fees. I'm not into that. I don't care how good it is or how bad it is. I ain't paying monthly subscriptions for that. Apart from the fact I can't afford it. And I don't go near No Man's Sky anymore. And the reason for that is because on the first profile I had in that game, I had been building settlements on different planets and different galaxies over the years I've been playing it, till I eventually got to a point where I couldn't build anymore. I didn't know I was going to run out of building space, you know, but there's a certain level that you get to where you can't build anymore. So I had to quit the game or trail all my way back through the galaxies to get to these settlements and delete them all and kill them all off. But so all I did was I thought I'll do it the quick way and get rid of the profile. But you've got a limit that you're allowed to build. So the thing about No Man's Sky is if you're going to try and build a big settlement, you can't be building 2 or 3 of them because you'll run out of building blocks and then you won't be able to build anymore. But No Man's Sky certainly are far better in terms of the room you have to build and what you have with that Valheim. That Valheim's too tight. You've got no room to see what you're actually constructing. You have to then construct scaffolding to actually build something. You spend all your time doing that while you're having to look for resources. That just becomes tedious after a short while. At least in No Man's Sky, if you want to do it in free mode, then you know you can do that and spend hours building to your heart's content. Right, so we need a catch up here. Larry is now trailing 7-5 to Sergresh, who's getting last 2. These are the third matches of the day in the top tie between the 9 ball shots and the tactical geniuses. We've got Bill 1-0 up against Vertical Liquid, getting 6 and out. And Tam just started with John Boo. In these bottom matches, we've got Chimpy 2-0 up against Houdini, who's getting 6 and out. Now, if Houdini gives a few bangs, you never know, he could get a quick couple of racks on the board. But Brainful Out is already 3-0 up against Paul. Brainful Out getting the 8 ball. And Larry, oh, he's pushed that 9 into the rail. Big blunder there by Larry, which now puts Sergresh on the hill. What, Star Citizen isn't a subscription fee service, is it not? I thought both of them were. Oh, that could be a big blunder from Larry. That 9 ball, he would have been back to within 1 there. And now he's at the mercy of Sergresh. Sergresh having to move the cue ball to try and get on that too. No, you pay about 40 quid and the game is yours. Single player Star Citizen coming out this year as well. So, all the ships that are available in Star Citizen, you can buy them provided you troll around for months on end trying to collect credits. Is that the idea? Whether you're doing what they do in a lot of these games where you're doing missions, whether you're a pirate or whatever, getting payments for job done or missions carried out, and then using that to upgrade your starship that you've got. You don't go and ambush somebody and pinch their starship. Do it the cheap way. Well, Sergresh does have a shot, and I think he's got enough room to punch this cue ball and get it running. Well, he's trying to come back the way, and he did get back. It's great how all these games, I mean, Star Citizen is probably the perfect example of that. I mean, how many people play online in that Star Citizen? There can't be that many, I wouldn't imagine, mind you. They've made millions of dollars with the amount of money people are putting up front for it. And how many, I mean, the thing about Dual Universe is it was obviously advertised as one big server. You know, everybody in the game at the one time. You know, not like everybody joining separate servers. Depending on where you are in the world. I don't know how that works. Well, Sergresh, just this 8 ball to get another point on the board. So that 9 ball will haunt Larry. That was a bad mistake. Pushed it onto the rail. And so it's a win for Sergresh by 9 racks to 5. So now, the top match It's 4-2 to the Tactical Geniuses at the moment, which has now gone to 4-3 now that it's updated. And Bill is 2-1 in front against Vertical Liquid, but that can really change quickly, that match. If we look at John Boo, it's 1 apiece with him and Tam. So anything can happen here. The 9-ball shots could get out of this still with a win, the way it's going. And down at the bottom, we've got Chimpy, who's 2-1 up against Houdini. Houdini getting 6 and out. And Brain Pullout getting the 8-ball is 4-1 up. Let's jump into the Chimpy match. Well, it's now gone 2 apiece. And Houdini has broke dry. Well, Chimpy's playing a bit fast and loose here, going for a dodgy cut in the 1. You know, what you don't want to do is be giving Houdini that many opportunities at the table, because he's just going to bang at something and something's going to drop in here. Well, he didn't get the line behind the 2. I think that was the general idea. The 3-ball is awkward, and the 2-ball is, you know, it's got pockets to get into, but you've got to get through that gap and onto it. Now this looks pretty good. Just drop the 2 in, and he can either play it in the side, more likely going to be playing it up into the corner. He can stun this into the corner, come back out for the 4, either into the side or into the corner as well. I mean, he could nick through the other side and play the 4 into that corner. It's whatever he's happy doing. Right, he's going forward and up, playing it into the other one. He's going to be hampered though. He could have made that a lot simpler by just doing what I said, dropping in behind it. This just hinders him a lot more. But he's dealt with it well. Now, this is where he can't make a mistake. And that needs to keep travelling. Plenty of room behind the 9-ball. I think he should just let this run out and come back towards us. Further the better. That opens up the shot in the 7-ball. But he's missed the cut. And how's his luck? It's no good. Because this 6-ball, just a gentle cut in. Don't have this cue ball running around. And that gives Houdini the lead. That's what happens. You just, you know, if you're given 6 and out, 5 and out, you can't make a mistake at the money ball end of the rack. You're doomed to lose. Right, quick update. Bill is now 4-1 in front against Vertical Liquid. And Tam has got himself in the lead. 2 racks to 1 up against John Boot. In fact, Tam's getting last 2 in that match. I never even noticed that. Meanwhile, it's 7-0 to the Gamblers. Where's the lifeline going to come here for the Team Philippines? Well, we saw Houdini get himself into the lead, but Brain Pullout is 4-2 in front against Paul. Well, every ball can be got at here, and really Chimpy should be out. He's just got to pot the 3 and cut the 3 in and drop back down, but he's, I don't know, but he's missed the 2. And Houdini's got the same problem Chimpy had, and he's got a perfect angle in this 3 ball, cut it in and let it run. I don't know that it goes past the 6, it doesn't, so he's got to come down below here. And this needs to bump or hold up. And that's reasonable enough. Now, is he going into the side? If he's going up table, he's got to go forward off the rail and out. Looks as if he's taking into the side. Oh dear. Well, that's what you don't want to do either. So, no jump cue. And Chimpy will breathe a sigh of relief. Because what should have been 4-2 is more than likely going to be all square in a minute. Unless he gets lucky. That might not be too bad. I mean, it still means that Chimpy's got to dig out a pot. No mistake this time though. So we're going to be tied up here. 3-all. We'll give him that. Should be a straightforward roll in. That went quick there, didn't it? That was weird. Right, so Bill's Vertical Liquid's got 1 back, still trailing by 2 racks to 4. Tam's now 3-1 in front. Paul's got it back to within 1. Let's nip in there. Paul at the table. Rainfall out getting the 8 ball. Just overcooked that a bit there, Rainfall out, didn't want it to be there. It's just a wee bit more of a testy angle, and he's got to keep an eye on the cue ball as well. And that's not bad. Got an angle in the 5, can stun across for the 6. 7 balls pretty much over the corner pocket. Now the gap goes to 2 in this match, and you begin to wonder if anything's going to go right at all. They're not getting a rub of the ball here to try and get some sort of win anywhere in these matches. Houdini is 3-all, still with Chimpy. Rainfall out, as we saw, has now gone to a 2-rack lead. Now Mr. Bill is 5-3 up against Vertical Liquid. And Tam and John Boo, Tam was 3-1 up, it's now gone to 3-2. So let's jump in to Bill's match. And Bill's going to open the gap to 3. Vertical Liquid getting 6 and out. Bill can't afford any mistakes. got a ball, got a shot in the one. 2 balls blocked up table unless Bill wants to just play it cautious here and try and play the 2-9 combo. You never know. No, he's trying to get up the table. Oh, where's it going to end up though? He's okay. Now this should just be a little dink. Just roll it in unless he wants to go 2 rails. And once again, he's at this point where he can't afford an error. It's not the time where you can make a mistake. Might be a bit straight in this 5. Yeah, he's going too straight. So he's trying to pinch a wee bit here, I think. Yeah, just to get around the corner and in behind this 6 ball. That'll have to do. And obviously running into the 7. He doesn't want to kill it stone dead in a rail. Oh dear. And trouble again for Bill. Can he get can he pinch enough of that to actually try and bank it? I don't think he can. He's just trying to duck. Well, he hasn't covered it, but it'll do. Vertical Liquid might just have a pop at this, because you never know. Just give it a pop. It's not exactly going to be simple to keep this safe, because there's nowhere really to hide. The cue ball's heading in the wrong direction off this 7. And that is very well done. And that's the advantage of 6ing out when the mistakes happen. And it's back to within 2 for Vertical Liquid. And now, of course, anything can happen in the break, especially now the break's been changed and the 1 ball has gone. That 7 ball has gone. And there you go. It's suddenly 6-5. Six ball, no, it's dry. So Bill survives that part of the comeback. Just having to play the push out. And again, he might be put back in here, because just the edge of the 1 is showing for Vertical Liquid. Unless they want to have a pop at this 1-9, give it a bang. Again, you never know. Anything can happen with 6 and out. Well, Vertical Liquid may well be in trouble in a second or 2 here. If Bill can just tuck the edge of this 1. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. How close is it? Well, it's not on the 2, but he's gone all out for the pot. The 8 ball's been comboed in as well. So Bill grabbing the bull by the horns here and going for it. Once you're committed, you've got to get the job done, Bill. No more mistake like the last. Well, it wasn't. It was a mistake in the sense that he didn't get on that ball. It ended up being slightly hooked. But once you commit yourself to going for the run out, you have to get it done. That's just again gone slightly awkward. You want to sort of let this cue ball run forward, thinking you've got to have a shot on this 5. He just held it up, and again he's not getting to it enough. And the mistake's been made again by Bill. Well, he's just caught the 5, it's gone in. Where's the cue ball finishing up though? Well, he's making life hard for himself here, Bill. But he looks as if he's rescued the situation here to keep this gap to 2 or bring it back to 2. 7-5. Roll the 7, roll the 9. Right, oh dear. Commentators cuss. He's hung the 7. Unbelievable. Another gift for Vertical Liquid. You've got to laugh. Oh dear, you have got to laugh. It's all gone pear-shaped here for Bill. And meanwhile, Houdini and Chimpy are 4 apiece. And in the top matches, we've got Tam and John Boot. Suddenly it's 3 apiece with Tam and John Boot. So 6 all. A couple of the matches are in the balance. What was happening in the Paul match? Paul's 5 apiece with Brainful out. Again, there's a glimmer of hope for them. I mean, this is like deja vu from the last from the round 2 matches, isn't it? It's just like deja vu. And we know that nothing went for the Philippine team in those round 2 matches either. So Vertical Liquid. Well, can't really see much of that 1 ball. But there is a line and a gap to get onto it. And that's very well played. And not a bad result. So suddenly it's all the pressure's on Bill to keep things tight. And he's missed a hit in the 1. Ball in hand. And thankfully for Bill, he's not left any sort of easy combo in a money ball. So the 2 ball, loads of room to go into the 3. Now this doesn't need to bump the 9. Well, it has done. It keeps the cue ball in place. And the angle in the 3 is fine. We're just dropping across for the 4. And not trying to get too heroic to do anything else other than get a shot in the 4. And this will be a long 5 ball. He's trying to, I don't know what he's trying to do there. That's neither here nor there. You have to be committed to get yourself out this far on that 5 so that you can play the 6. Now he's in no man's land. It's one of them. It's one of them shots. And what's he trying to do with the cue ball more to the point here? Well, he's got the pot. Is he going to play the bank? This looks a reasonable enough bank on the 6, and this to take the lead. I mean, this looks a fair call for the bank, I think, this 6 ball. But he hasn't got it, and Bill can breathe again for the time being. Quick look. Tam is now 4-3 in front against John Boo. Brainful out 6-5 up against Paul. So Bill, one in front. The break looks dry. That 3-ball thought about it, then decided against it. So the break's dry. How does that 1-ball look from there? That'll certainly cut. I don't know about that either. Let's have a look. That is tight. I mean, I think he can get to the one. Yeah, and that's a legal shot, by the look of it. Well, you'll do well to squeeze that 2-ball in past that 5 and 4. He's trying to duck it into the corner. Well, again, an easy hit. Now, if he plays this right, he could just push that 2-ball up past the 4, leave the cue ball in there. Not at that angle, though. I mean, Vertical Liquid needed to pick a better line to kick into the back of that, too. There was a wee bit more thought needed over that shot there from Vertical Liquid, because he could have had Bill in a lot of trouble there. Right, another quick update. Tam still 4-3 in front in the final matches in the top group, the top tie between the 9-ball shots and Tactical Geniuses. Meanwhile, of course, it's 7-0 the Gamblers. Houdini's 5 apiece still with Chimpy. And Brain Pullout's now on the hill against Paul, 8-5 up, so that looks like an imminent result there for 8-0. Bill looking to get to the hill. It's going to be stuck the rail, is he? So Bill breaks for the match. And I think the 2-ball flew in. The cue ball's gone as well. Hang on here. Ball in hand. Well, I suppose there's a chance of a 1-6 combo here with ball in hand. That's about it. But the table's sitting pretty good to run to that 6-ball. 1-ball's there, 3 and 4's handy. Nip out around the back of the 5-ball. That wasn't very well played. Pretty poor from Vertical Liquid. I think this will still cut though. Or maybe not. I think that's too far. Yeah, but you can just cut it back to the short rail and run for cover here. No, it's going all out for the cross bank, but it's still holding its line. And Bill can just see enough of it to cut it in. Another quick update. Tam's still 4-3 in front. Chimpy's now gone 6-5 in front against Houdini. So that's the Team Philippines last chance saloon with Houdini against Chimpy. And it really would be a great escape if Houdini could come out of that with a win. Probably unlikely. So Bill is going to go over the line unless he has a major malfunction here. Just tuck the 9 ball down the rail for the 9-6 win. But more importantly for the Tactical Geniuses, that gives them the 5-3 lead, and it gives them the win regardless of what happens in the match with Tam and John Boot. Tam, incidentally, with a 4-3 lead, and Houdini is still trailing by 1, and Brainful Out is still in the hill. Who's that sending me a PM? What's Bill saying? Hang on a minute. Right, Bill is telling me that he won't be around for the end of the month into April. Am I muted? Yeah, I don't think I'll risk trying and get back into that room. it'll just hang up again. I was going to try it there from the matches tab, but I don't think I'll bother. We've already jinxed Tam once since we get back into this room. So he's finishing nicely on the 8. And he'll have a healthy lead. And a break. So the way it's looking at the moment, Tam had a 9-5 win in his first match. He had a 9-8 loss against Vertical Liquid, and he's looking good in his third match, so he can't complain. He's, you know, he's pulling his weight. This would be the sort of bonus here to get the win in this final match. But I think the best way to describe it is we're pissing in the wind anyway, regardless of what we get here. So John Boo having a slash at the 2. Leaves it hanging. Tam could have done. We getting another foot of draw on that. Getting to it there. Now he might be able to get a bump in this 5 and hold for the 4, but he hasn't got it thick enough. That 4 won't go. Quick look. Houdini's back to within 1. 7-6 to Chimpy. And we've been at it for an hour and, but tell a lie, 2 hours and 25 minutes again this week. So you've heard, Larry, that Bill is away. I think Bill said the 27th until the 5th. That'll be the 5th of April. So hopefully Matt's going to be available next week. Or I'm going to have to stick myself in again. Let Mr. Liability. So Tam, just to roll in the 8 ball. Don't scratch the side. Might have to forfeit my first match in the 9 ball unless I can schedule it for the 6 going to see my grandkids. Well, what's well, mind you, we haven't seen it's it goes live on the 27th, so we don't know what the deadline date will be for the round 1 matches. But it'll probably be on is it not like 10 days? I think you might be okay. So here's the thing, Bill. Are you going to be available next week? If it's the 27th, I mean, this is only the what? What the hell's the date? Is this the 9th or the 8th today? And Tam's got the result, so Tam has had a good week. And that completes the top matches. It's a win for the VP4 Tactical Geniuses by 6 matches to 3. Bill had the win in his first match against John Boo, 9-5. Larry had a win in his first match against Vertical Liquid. And Tam got us off to a 3-0 start. Larry had a 9-4 win in his second match. Tam lost that final rat decider. And Bill lost that match to Sergresh 9-4. John Boo, of course, lost that one to Tam just there. And Vertical Liquid Bill had that win by 9 racks to 6, and Sergresh got another one back against Larry at 9 racks to 5. So 6-3 overall. I'm going to try and go in from here at 7 apiece. I'm not going to get in. So you are available next week, Bill, but not at the end of the month. Right. All I need to do is, the thing is, if Matt's available for next week, Matt can't play with Bill. That's a definite. That can't happen because of the ratings. I'm not going to be able to get into this damn thing. This would bust your head. This is so annoying. And if I don't come back, I'm going to hit escape. Ah, well, it's went back to that page. At least we can watch it from here, but it won't let us in the room. And it's kicked me back out into the lobby. I wonder if I should try it from here now just to be annoying. No, I'm not. I'm going to try it the other way again. Well, at least if you do that, it allows you to tab out it. Well, the thing is, I might put Tam and Coldest Pillow in with Bill next week. You know, Tam's had some good wins. As I say, he's been pulling his weight. I think give Larry a week off because Larry's been playing week after week, and put Bill in with Tam and Coldest Pillow. But I'll find out if Matt is available for next week. Then I might put Matt in with Tam and Coldest Pillow and give them a go next week. This ain't happening here. But the good thing is, for some reason, while you're on this, you can hit escape and come back to this page. But if you do it in the lobby, it just goes to a black screen. I'll let you know on Monday, Bill, at the latest. Well, presumably I can get a hold of Matt before then and find out. Well, there we go. There's the result through. Now that's not right. What the hell's happened here? I'm showing. It says Chimpy won the match, and I'm looking at the result with Tam and John Boo. That's weird. But he has won the match because the results come through. Chimpy won it by 9 racks to 7. So that is this week over. The event summary will show that the Gamblers are 8-0. Of course, with a good bit of help as well this week, same as week 2. Tactical Geniuses got that last week, but more importantly, we are still in second place, 6-2. 540 wins, 409 losses. The percentage doesn't change, it seems. That just stays the same all the way through. And Team Philippines, is Paul still there? Is he gone to bed? Paul's left the building already. He's long gone. Because it's like, what, 2 or 3 in the morning or what? Well, my team's already full, Keith. I'm thinking more for Team Philippines, not for my team. It's Team Philippines that need the help. That's why I was hoping Paul would still be here. He could stick you in for next week. Yeah, he's definitely gone. He's left the building. So, right, again, just a quick reminder. You've got 8-0, 6-2, 1-7, 1-7 for the 2 bottom teams. So, as I say, we have to do is just stay in touch. Still another 6 weeks of this to go. It's torture, so it is. Right, I'm off to get something to eat. Thanks, guys. Don't forget the sign-ups are there for the 9-Ball World Championships. 40-odd seats still left. So there's about 23 people in. So it goes on the 27th of March. So plenty of time to get practice between now and then. I'll bid you good evening and thanks for watching. And we'll see you again soon, folks. Take care.
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
Good night, ladies.